Namaste. Welcome to Weekly Wellness Tune-Ups. This week, I'm asking you to stop. Really, the stop strategy. Have you heard of this? It's about cultivating emotional sovereignty through our own self-awareness. In the journey of awakened living, the greatest power we can embody is our own capacity to pause and respond from presence rather than reacting from our programming. And when our emotional energy is unregulated, it subtly or even explosively sabotages life. Especially our health. It sabotages our health, our communication, our relationships. It sabotages our inner peace mostly. When we can learn to hold space for ourselves, when we choose to stop, breathe, observe, respond from that still inner wisdom, we reclaim our sovereignty over the mind or the sense organs. In Vedic psychology, this practice in essence is indriya nigraha, the regulation of the senses, or mano nigraha, the self-governance of our mental field, of our mind process. And our true power is coming not from ever suppressing emotions, but really embodying them through witnessing, that witness presence that can guide our emotions into alignment with Dharma. So this process is called the stop strategy. It's not a gimmick or it's not even a technique. It's really a sacred method for returning to our center. And each step allows us to take the mind out of either a very rajasic or tamasic place back into that sattvic space where we experience clarity and that spaciousness and our spiritual strength, even during times of great emotional turbulence. So stop, S-T-O-P-P. It's a sacred regulation. So stop, the first S. As soon as we feel some kind of charge rising, when we're triggered, whether it's anger, overwhelm, or fear, or grief, or whatever it is, we need to have enough mindfulness to say to ourselves, stop. That's simple. It's the pause that creates the gap between whatever it is that's triggering us and our reaction that's based on the past. In that gap is where freedom lies. There's a concept in yoga, yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of these fluctuations of the mind. The T, take a breath. Stop, then we take a breath. Return to the breath. Breathe and everything changes. Inhale slowly. Exhale fully. We can do this several times. The breath is literally the bridge between the reactive lower mind, the manas, and the discerning higher mind, the buddhi. And breathing consciously dissolves the grip of the rajasic or tamasic wave of energy that we're caught in, that riptide, and it brings us back to floating tranquilly on the ocean of sattva. O, observe. Turn inward. Become aware that the chitta vrittis, these thought forms flowing through the consciousness, they arise out of nowhere. But we don't have to focus on them. We need to ask ourselves, what are we focusing on? Observe the thought versus identifying it. We can ask ourselves what stories or memories are arising based on that thought, or what sensations might be present in our body. But we have to observe. We have to return to the observer. This is what the Vedas call sakshi, the sakshi bhava, the state of witnessing the self, witnessing the mind as something that we need, but it's not who we are. The thoughts aren't who we are. And this is really a key moment because this is when we can shift from being the storm to becoming the sky that's holding the storm. Then the first P, perspective. Now we invite viveka, discernment, discrimination, mindful discrimination. Ask yourself, is the perception that we're having right now rooted in truth? Or is it an interpretation based on past conditions? Is it possible that there's another viewpoint? How would my higher self see this? How would my true enlightened self view this scenario or this thought? And what would I say to I love this one. What would I say to a dear friend who's facing the same situation? we usually give much better advice than we take. We know what the truth is and we can give it freely, but we don't take our own advice. We don't take our own knowing. So this helps us to step out of identification with the story into a broader awareness, breaking the spell of illusion, Maya. But we have to have that discerning lens. And then the final P is practice what works. From here, we can choose a conscious action. We can ask, what will actually serve me? What will serve my heart? What will serve my purpose, my dharma? What's going to serve my relationship? What's going to serve me being at peace and all those around me being at peace? And if necessary, what's serving my healing? And even if all those emotions, all the thoughts are still present, we can act from a part of us that's grounded and established in the true knowing, the wisdom. That's actually Kriya, the right action. Kriya is action. It's the right action. It's Dharma Kriya. How we can integrate this stop practice into daily life, like any sacred practice, like any spiritual practice, sadhana, it's not something that gets mastered overnight. It takes practice. It takes daily practice because we've been so dysregulated for so long. Begin by using stop in small amounts. You can have, whether you're getting a triggering text or you watch the news or a moment of anxiety. And one thing that I recommend is printing out the stop steps or have like a reminder card in your bag or on the altar and rehearse the sequence throughout the day. Even when you're not triggered, that actually builds more neuroemotional muscle memory. It builds neuroplasticity. And over time, we'll find that even the intense situations, the sequence begins to activate automatically. And we can move through life with clarity and with grace and integrity in ourselves. So in Vedic psychology, we're not here to suppress emotions. We're here to transmute it through conscious presence. So this stop practice is not just a tool for regulation. It's a vehicle into radical self-awareness, into becoming able to master our inner world. So next time you start to feel hijacked by your emotion, remember, stop, breathe, witness, discern, act from truth. This is awakened living in motion, in living color. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was of some benefit for you. And if it was, please share it. Share your experience with this practice. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? When does it become overwhelming and we forget? When do we remember? Share what's going on for you. Share your wisdom. Share how you self-regulate. And by sharing, we grow as a community, one breath at a time, one conversation at a time. Before you go, if you've been curious about Ayurveda and want to actually understand your body and start applying it into your daily life, I built the complete Ayurveda course for exactly that. It contains more than 30 years of education and practice distilled into 50 lessons, with over 10 hours of content, guided meditations, personalized assessments, and so much more. It's designed so you'll feel real shifts as you go through it. You'll experience more energy, better digestion, increased mental clarity, and a deeper sense of balance. Lesson by lesson, it's all there. So go to Nibodhi.com/courses to learn more.